Okay, let's get right into it. Have you ever wanted to just jump into a real conversation in Mandarin? Not just memorizing words, but actually asking questions and getting answers? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do today.
欢迎来到平衡鸟茶话. Welcome to Balanced Bird. Let's practice Mandarin together. I'm so glad you're here.
So, here's the deal. What if I told you that you're about to have your first actual conversation in Mandarin in the next 5 minutes? That is our goal. No complicated grammar, just the straight-up tools you need to have a real chat.
All right, first things first. Every good conversation is built from a few key pieces, right? So we're going to build our conversation toolkit. Don't worry, it's just a handful of really useful words. Let's start with something pretty much everyone knows, coffee. In Mandarin, it's cafe. Now listen to those tones. The first one, ka, is high and flat. The second one, fei, is also high and flat. So together, it's cafe. Give it a try. Cafe.
And of course, you can't have coffee without its partner in crime, tea. This is cha, cha. You hear that? It's a rising tone, kind of like you're asking a question. Cha. This word is, as you can imagine, super important.
Okay, next up. How do we say we like something? We use this verb, 喜欢, 喜欢. The first part, 喜, has a dipping tone. It goes down, then back up. 喜. The second part, 欢, is that high flat tone again. So all together now. 喜欢. Perfect.
And here are the last few pieces of our puzzle. We've got 我 for I and 你 for you. Then we have the verb to drink, which is 喝, and a really important little word, 不, which means not or no. And finally, 是, to be, and 美国人, for American. And believe it or not, that's it. That's all we need to start talking.
So, we've got our words. Now how do we stick them together? Well, before we start asking questions, let's quickly see how to make a basic statement. And you're going to love this, because it's super straightforward.
Just look at this. If you want to say, I like to drink tea, it's exactly what you think. 我喜欢喝茶. 我喜欢喝茶. The order is just like in English. Subject, verb, object. See? Simple and direct. No crazy grammar to worry about here.
But what if you don't like something? How do you say that? Well, remember that little word 不? You just pop it right in front of the verb. So, I don't drink coffee becomes 我不喝咖啡. 我不喝咖啡. It really is that easy.
All right. You can make statements, you can say you like things, you can say you don't like things. Now for the really fun part, turning those statements into questions. And all it takes are 2 tiny magic words.
Our first magic word is ma. It's got what's called a neutral tone, so it's super light and quick. And here's the magic trick. You take any statement, any of the ones we just learned, and you just tack ma on the end. And that's it. It is now a yes or no question. You don't have to change the word order or anything. This slide just shows you how powerful that is. On the left, a statement, 你喜欢喝茶. You like to drink tea. On the right, we just add that one little sound at the end, 你喜欢喝茶吗? And the meaning completely changes. Now it's a question. Do you like to drink tea? How cool is that?
Okay, on to our second magic word, na. Now this is the secret to making a conversation feel natural and keeping it going. Think of it like a conversational tennis match. This is how you hit the ball back into their court. It basically means, and you, or how about.
Here's a perfect example. I say to you, 我喜欢喝茶. I like to drink tea. Instead of you having to ask a whole new question, you can just say, 你呢, and you. It's so efficient and it's what people really say.
Okay, so we've got the words. We've got the 2 magic question particles. It's time to put it all together. Let's see what a real simple chat looks like using nothing but these tools.
So, let's set the scene. Person A kicks things off. They ask, 你是美国人吗? See, there's our little ma at the end, turning the statement, you are American, into the question, are you American?
And here's the response from person B. First, they answer, 我是美国人. I am American. Then, to keep that conversation flowing, boom, they hit it right back with our second magic word, Nina, and you. It's perfect.
The conversation continues. It doesn't just die out. Now person A asks about a preference. 你喜欢喝咖啡吗? Do you like to drink coffee?
And look, it's that same simple structure again, a statement with ma stuck on the end. In this final reply from person B, it brings everything we learned together. First, a polite 谢谢, 谢谢, thank you. Then they use the negative structure 我不喝咖啡, I don't drink coffee. And then they state their preference. 我喜欢喝茶, I like to drink tea. See? It's a real conversation, made from just those few simple building blocks.
Okay, you've seen how it all works. You've seen it in action. Now for the most important part of all. It's your turn to actually speak. Let's get you ready to introduce yourself right now.
All right, let's build your first Mandarin introduction together. I'm going to give you a super simple template, and I want you to pause and actually say it out loud. Ready? Here's the template. 我是 your nationality, 人. 我喜欢喝 your preferred drink. For example, I might say, 我是美国人, 我喜欢喝茶. Now, it's your turn. Go ahead, pause, and give it a shot. You've got this.
And that's it. Look at what you just did. In just a couple of minutes, you've learned everything you need for a real basic conversation. You can say what you like, what you don't like, and most importantly, you know how to ask questions to really connect with someone. So the only question left is, now that you can do it, who are you going to talk to first?